Hello, everyone, and welcome to Monday afternoon, 3 p.m. That's right, it's hot in the South today. What can we say? It's Monday, of course. And hey, this gentleman right here, he's the greatest sidekick a man could ever ask for, right there.
At least,
Santa Randall Checker Lee, and I put that backwards again.
yeah, that's all right. I've been called worse many times, and then there's you made it something about a sidekick. I know plenty of people like to kick me in the you know what sometimes, but you know. Oh well, great to see everybody. Welcome, welcome. It's Monday again, and those weeks go by quick. But what a great week for shows last week. Thank you guys. Yeah.
Was a great week. And of course, we want to mention today, as you
Oh,
can see on the bottom of the screen here, this is the Bob Randall and Company Live show. We're here every Monday, 3 p.m. Have been for several years, and we're here to help.
wow, several years. It's crazy how fast it goes. And it's already the middle of June. It's going even quicker this year. It's going even
Yes,
quicker.
uh,
Hope
I was just telling my wife a couple days ago. I said, "Gosh, just these weeks, I don't know how they can get any faster, but I mean, you blink and the week is over and the weekend's already passed. I mean, I can remember looking forward to the weekends when I was working, for a living full time. How long Monday through Friday seemed. It like it drug on and on and on. You get up, you go to work, you come home. You get up, you go to work, you come home, and you work for the weekend. To go out and have fun and play on the weekend, spend time with friends and family, and do all the family things that you can on the weekends because there's no time during the week, and then that weekend just flies by so fast. Now it's the whole week, the whole 7 days,
boom, gone. It is.
right on by.
Boy, I do the same thing. I remember working. It's like you get to that. Oh, it's hump day. It's hump day. It's hump day. Then we used to always say, "Hey, it's Thursday. It's Friday Eve. We're getting closer. It's Friday Eve. If we can call it Christmas Eve, we can call it Friday Eve." So yeah, we were always looking for those 5 days, which just seemed to be in an eternity. And then of course Saturday and Sunday went the blink of an eye. But now the whole week, it's it's crazy. Like I said, I've been retired. Might as well say besides doing performance for a few years from a real job, and man, there's still so much to do, and it goes by even quicker.
Now, when you refer
Easy.
to retired, and I refer to as retired, as from, working for a living, a career that you may have started in your 20s, 30s, or 40s, how, whatever you got started. But there's no lack of work for you and I, Randy, or, anyone in the Santa performing industry because we have so much going on from January through December every year. You're lucky to get a week or two between New Year's Day and the first half of January just to catch your breath so you can, get up and take off running again.
Yeah,
Not
it's
complaining. I absolutely love staying busy. I don't know what else I would be doing if I wasn't involved so heavily in so many projects. Yeah, twiddling my thumbs, sitting on the couch, who knows?
yeah.
Maybe sitting on the front porch in a rocking chair. Who can tell? But
I do
yes,
that back in my Florida room an awful lot at late at night. I just sit in the rocker and rock back and forth. It's such a natural thing just to rock in that rocker. It does feel comfortable.
it does. It's such a mental relief to be able to sit there and just let the time pass by slowly for just a moment while you rock,
Hmm.
and go, of course, going outside this time of year, even at night, it's warm. So maybe you got the right idea sitting back in the air conditioner and do it.
Yeah, it's been warm up here. I can't believe it. I know you guys been warm down there. We're going to be in the upper 90s here in Michigan all week till at least Sunday. They might maybe not hit record temperatures, but real close. So we're going to be mucho caliente up here. Very.
Yeah, it's kind of here the same way. They take the official record at the DFW airport, which is the airport straddles Tarrant County, which is Fort Worth and surrounding areas, and Dallas County, which of course is Dallas. That's a little further north. It's yeah, a portion of it's even in Denton County, which is the county north of Tarrant and Dallas. And so, yeah, a degree or two for the official record up there or the official temperature that they go by. They do still give on our local channels the Love Field, which is our first airport. It is just north of downtown. The planes literally have to come in, and as soon as they clear the taller buildings, they swoop down and hit the runway. So it's a little closer to us as the crow flies, and That's the one that I always look at now. But the one that really is telltale for me is when I step out my back door onto my covered patio
Boom.
and it says 100 in the shade. Oh, gone! I know it's hot.
Yeah, there's no getting around that one. It's that's warm. It's yeah, like you said, you don't have to shovel, you don't have to any of that kind of stuff. You're not going to slide through it, but it's still pretty warm. It really is, no doubt about it. But
Man, no
like up here in
shoveling.
Michigan, it only lasts, it'll last this week. It'll go down. We might have another few warm days. We get a few months of it, so button the old lip up because winter will be here before you know it.
Well, we hit that pattern where it's just downright hot every day, triple digits heat index, up there, and hey, we're on the verge of that right now. June, latter part of June, July, August, sometimes even into September and all of September for us. But you said no digging. Well, uh, hey, I was sharing with you before the break. We're transplanting some stuff out of our front flower bed to the rear. The front's getting less sun, the back gets more, and these plants need more. We have another plant we bought that's going to go on the front that will take less. So there's shoveling going on. It's just not of the
The
white
snow
kind.
the snow persuasion, not of the cold persuasion. I got to
So
cut down some more weeds that are just too big, and I wonder what happened to those my cutters. Then I realized I forgot a month or so ago. I left them on the hood of my truck when I was working. I drive. They must have stuck on there for a little while till I get on the main road, and it's gone. So I finally got another pair of those big cutters, so I can go out back here and cut down to those some of those. Man, the weeds they get stalks like this big sometimes. Them things up here, so can't just yank them out of the ground. I got. I'll
you
show
get
him who's boss. I'll show him who's boss.
one of those weed whackers that has the cord on it, or even one of the external batteries, and you pick it up and head towards something with a stalk that big. It kind of goes and
Yeah.
runs. It don't want no part of it.
Uh,
All right, Randy. Well, let's go ahead and get into this something burger.
it
You
is
know,
time. It is
all those
time.
patties and all that cheese melting just always makes my lips. Mm.
That's the way Dad's barbecue was yesterday, full of burgers.
Sorry, I'm typing over here.
She's
No
typing over.
problem.
She said, "All right." All right, Randy mentioned as we were going to that big old burger there, yesterday was Father's Day. We hope that everyone had a safe, fun, and enjoyable time with their families or, someone to take care to be with that day, be it as a father or as a father figure. It doesn't matter either way. I know Randy shared with me in the green room as well as I shared with him. We had an excellent time with our families, and we're so blessed to be able to have that time. And you know, it's always a pleasure to, like Randy always likes to say, be on this side of the green patch. So
Yeah, this side of the grass, man, you get a couple chances. Once you realize you get a couple extra chances on top of the green, man, it was
yeah,
great seeing the grandsons yesterday and the daughter, and just like you leave there and you get that tear going. Man, am I lucky?
just a quick fact: Mother's Day is the busiest day for restaurants each year, along with a few others. And Father's Day is another one of those that's very busy. Not as busy as Mother's Day because Mom is not going to cook on her day. So, and we went out to eat last night. It was a marathon. We had to wait about 45 minutes for a table, and then, gosh, there were a couple hours time they got our order, got it ready, and we got our check and got out. The thing that I wanted to mention real quick though is it seems like it's gotten harder and harder to get your check nowadays. We seem to battle that. Used to once they served your food, they would kind of check on you, and then they'd have your check to you waiting, and you wouldn't even be through with your food anymore. Now you get through with your food, and you're lucky to get your check within 30 minutes of everyone
Wow.
finishing up.
We just don't have enough help up here at the food
Just
service.
no help. That's
There's just
exactly
no
what it
help. It's just they're so short of people. We
Uh-huh.
went to
I agree.
breakfast after lunch. We went to breakfast after church yesterday, and man, you just go there and they had to close off a section because they just didn't have enough wait staff. And it's like that just really makes it crazy when it's church time and they go to a breakfast place. It's so just not enough help. Just not
Yeah,
enough.
you go into a restaurant nowadays and you see empty tables, you think, well, there's plenty of empty tables. Why am I
Yeah,
going to have to wait half an hour or 45 minutes? But again, it is because we're short staffed. So
so
be
traffic.
patient with them. Enjoy your time with whoever you're spending that time with, and make the best of it. All right, Randy, are you ready to give them that?
I am ready, ready, ready. Cool, cool. Just a quick little question to pose to people today. Have you, as Santa or Mrs. Claus or an elf, taken a class for an improv performing that's not connected in a Santa school? Now we all know a lot of Santa schools or conventions have improv classes. Have you ever done one on your own, your local city or college or whatever? If yes, has it helped? And if no, would you consider attending an improv class not connected with a Santa school?
Happen to know that there's a couple out there that have formed in the last year that get together once a month to do this very thing. And there's was talk at our last eating meet of some guys on the east side of Dallas getting together, and uh, towards the eastern part of East Texas here, there's a number of smaller, larger towns that have Santas in them that would like to get together and do the very same thing without having to drive all the way to the Metroplex to do it. So, and then, of course, I know Maps. You guys get together constantly. If it's not face to face, it's
Right.
on the tube and are always working together. So
But it's something that I think we all need to do if it's Santa related class or if you don't take one as a Santa, I mean you take just an improv class, it's going to help your performance. It's going to
yes,
sharpen all your and it's kind of we have to be quick-witted, we have to be quick to respond, we have to be in all that. So it doesn't always have to just be a Santa related improv class or whatever, just something to sharpen your skills to get going. And I have a local um, class here that they're getting together, and I'm thinking, you know what, I think I'm going to take an extra. It's going to help my performance doing regular shows besides, but again, it's not Santa. We're not going to learn how to, we're going to interact that way at all. It's just strictly even if it's learning how to look strong and tense or whatever it is, whatever you're going to do, you learn how to do your facial expressions and learn how to act is basically almost what it is. So I was wondering,
yeah.
how many of you guys out there and ladies have done that? So
Well, and I got to say, this last February we had our North Pole Cornerstones first session, and uh, Mr. Rex Ray and Deanna Golden, two of the folks that helped put this on. There was six of us together that was involved: Chrissy Kovic, myself, Scott Sheraton, Judith Broderick, Deanna, and Rex. And Rex and Deanna had taken classes uh, in the past. And I got to tell you, man, they shared so much. Rex was so instrumental in putting the class together and helping us polish and practice our delivery of our presentations. Toastmasters is who I'm speaking of, and both of those had been members of Toastmasters. And Rex was working with Scott and I on our opening of the first day as we started classes, and he really shared a lot of good stuff with us that he had learned through the years of being in Toastmasters. And I think that's another avenue that's outside of the Santa realm, but a great way to learn how to do all the things that you need to do to stand up in public and help polish and be better at what you do. Got to give kudos to Rex, Deanna, Judith, Broderick, Chrissy Kovic, Scott Sheraton,
talented.
phenomenal people to work with, and such a great time that we had in San Antonio in February, and looking forward to doing it again in the future.
Wow. Yeah, that's it is it adds a lot to our performance. That's why. We got Ever here says yes. I just did about a month ago. Fantastic. Um, um, have not done it that yet. Definitely considering it. Wait a minute.
It's Ernie.
That's Ernie. I'm sorry. Geez, Ernie said he's going to do it. Yeah, I think it's all just sharpen, like Bob said, to sharpen our skills and everything else. Jerry, good to see you, Jerry. So possibly like to try it. Um, Santa on a motorcycle. I love that word, Santa on a motorcycle. You got to explain to a Santa what kind of motorcycle, though, if you're going to do that. Um, I have not. Would be interested. Okay, good. I'd love to see that more interest in wanting to do that. I have not yet. Hey, AJ, not yet, but I'd like to. Dana's here. Good to see you, Dana. Yes, just finished one 6 weeks ago class and had to show my friends, had a show for my friends to show afterwards. Wait a minute. I got to read it from here. Sorry, I apologize. Let me go back to here. It's not. Yes, I'd finished uh, a 6 week class and had to show for friends a show for friends show afterwards. Sorry, my mind's not mixing up some words or something on that one there. Sorry, I apologize, but Dana has done it, so it must be helping, and she's going to show some people her experiences. Next, Everett's next. It has helped understand the mechanics of the improv, and we also go to shows, also on occasions. We just went to a performance on Friday night as a date. It was a Father's Day gift from my beautiful bride. What a cool thing to get, man. What a great thing to do. It's like, why go to a movie, go to an improv class or something like that, for a Father's Day gift? Super cool. Wow. I like that a lot. Um, uh, Doug Wright, good to see you, Doug. Have not yet, but would consider depending upon who might be teaching it and what their experience was. Yeah, you don't want
Good point.
good point. Yeah, you don't want some newbie teaching because it can be very intricate. It just sounds like, oh, improv. You're just bantering, you coming up with a story and bantering things back and forth. But no, it's not. It's pretty intricate, more than people, especially if you look back to the thought process of it. It can be pretty intense. So good point, Doug. Brothers once took a stand-up comedy class and they touched on improv. See, I think that's cool because a lot of any kind of acting class and a stand-up comedy class is the same way. It's all in timing. You learn that for timing. Great, also good class to take because we have to be. Our timing has to be right. We have to know when to change our voice patterns, and you do that as a comedian. You get a little funny sounding. You get a little what, and Santa has to do that. And Mrs. Claus has to do that all the time. So if you go to a comedy class, you learn those things. Cool choice. Jerry, I think if it was offered at a Santa school for us, and just as Christmas performers, a lot of schools, a lot of, like Bob said, they did a lot of improv. Rex did a phenomenal job and everything. I know they did it didn't they do it at ISC too? They had an improv class.
Yeah, they have some classes there on improv
Yeah,
also,
so
which has
they're
become a big deal in our community because
yeah,
the importance was never there until a few years ago. And I think Santa True has really opened everyone's eyes up to that aspect of what we do as Christmas performers, that the word performer is, valuable part of what is curtailed in our portrayal. And he's, I think, the one that has really opened everyone's eyes up, and more folks are doing improv or including improv in, because again, when it's a new idea comes to tuition, then folks want to grasp it. They want more of it. They want to do it. They want to learn that portion. And I think that's what's going on right now.
yeah. I mean, it's exactly what Bob said. We are performers. I mean, that's the whole thing, and we don't just have to learn the reindeer's names or how to sing. There's so much more because we are a performer. We're portraying a character. We want to be the best we can, so the better our performance is, and that's all part about it. If it's how you stand, if it's how you learn how to talk, if it's learn how to, it's all puts together. That's why there's so many great schools out there because they offer all that. So, and that's why you guys are so phenomenal here. You guys all want to get better to make our children happy. Not our children, but the children out there happy. And that's you guys really got to be proud of yourself and commend yourself for all that. There's no doubt about it. Jerry says going to a puppet school next month, doing stand up. So there's a lot of Santas that do puppets, of course, and it
That's
still
right.
is the interacting. It's the improv with that character. You want to bring that puppet to life. Um, great thing.
Yeah, that's
Um,
another one that has come to the forefront. You know, think back 10, 12, 15 years ago, there weren't very many in the Santa community with puppets or using puppetry. And more are beginning to take that on. And hey, that, like you just said, that is part of the interaction and improv between the two characters. And you know, you mentioned earlier about your voice changing tones, voice inflection, and of course, if you're working with a puppet, I think everybody changes their voice for that. So again, that's another thing that Toastmasters or improv classes can help you with is to learn how to do those things.
yeah, and that's all helps you. You have to change your voice, especially with a puppet. But that helps you with all that exact. And puppets can be so much. I mean, the children just think they're real. I did last week. I was at the zoo, and I just have a little marionette, a little orange duck, and then he walks with his waddles, his feet back, and they just love them because children just think puppets are the coolest thing to do. They think they're real for a moment. Of course, they know they're not. Then they want to pet them, but it adds everything, even to a Santa, Mrs. Claus, and Elf. It really adds a lot. Um, who's next here? I would be Larry Davis. Larry, good to see you. I would be very interested in a class like that. Kane is here also. Let me hit that. There we go. If nothing else is available in your area, a great course app is Streaming Television. Has some fantastic courses: public speaking, storytelling, and even sign language. Um, I hate to push. I mean, you're watching who's watching on YouTube or whatever, but YouTube has so many things. You can go there and type in the word improv, and you don't have to put the word Santa down and just interact. And we have so many cool things that we can watch ourselves. You tape yourself on the phone, you watch what you did. You tape yourself on the tablet, you watch what you did. We have so many things now that we didn't years ago to even do it in private. If you can't get out or you don't feel comfortable getting out and doing it because it's new to you, you can do it privately, and then tape and get rid of it afterwards and watch what you did wrong. And you know so that's very, very, very
That
lucky and fortunate what
that
we have.
is that is such a valid point you got there, Randy. Of being able to tape yourself, watch it, pick your own self to death. If you don't want someone else to help critique you, you can critique yourself. You know what you're looking for in your mind. You've watched others, you've watched improv classes, or you've watched different events, and say, "Gosh, I wish I could do that," or "I wish I was better at this." There's your opportunity right there.
Even if it's to read, the easiest thing to Twas the Night Before Christmas. Tape yourself reading the book, interacting, looking at the pictures, looking on at the children, and then critique yourself. Like Bob says, critique yourself. Even if it's just smiling, smile. You can critique yourself. Am I smiling enough with my eyes? We're very fortunate. We don't have to go to a class. We don't want to for that. We can do it in the private, but we can always increase our performance look and value by taping ourselves.
And then once you've critiqued yourself and you've gotten to a point where you're happy with your performance, share it with someone. Uh, Go to another improv class somewhere and tell folks how you did it and show them how you improved and share what you know because that's what we are all about sharing.
Yeah, see, it's nothing's more sometimes nerve wracking. We wear the white beard and the suit, and we're that character. But sometimes, like you do a stand up night, and man, I tell you, it is just raw entertainment. You're up there, and you get through it. But it's a learning experience, and it's all those things help you with the performance of being Santa and Mrs. Claus and an elf. They really do. Being nervous as can be on a stand-up night maybe isn't, or an open mic night, I should say, even a stand-up mic, but open mic night. Um, but it will help your performance value. It will.
Absolutely. Deborah and Sal's got a couple of comments
Oh,
there, and then I
okay.
see Derek Dugan just
Yeah.
popped one in too.
Okay, there we go. Deborah said that would be fun to take a puppet class. Sal, hello everybody. Here's a free show. Wait a minute, not a free show, but a free show. We're not that kind of show, Sal. It's a free show, not a free show.
Uh,
All right. Hey, Derek, good to see you. If you have a phone or a mirror, you can practice, practice, practice. And that's the whole thing. Practice, like Derek says, practice. A good point to read the passage of any book, change your voice, change your character. There is a group of classes that are free you can attend in your local communities. And that's a lot of them will have your local city or a close city might have classes. We have classes here at the center that we have. Actually, it's an elderly center, but they put classes on for that kind of stuff. But it's the exact word: get a mirror, get the phone, get a mirror, and practice, practice, practice. I'm not going to bash, but I'm going to say this: it's surprising how many Santas you still see pictures of them sitting in the Santa chair. How do I look? Well, you might have a $5,000 suit, but you've got to keep that and you got to practice that. You've got to practice how your eyes smile. You got to practice all, like Derek said, look in the mirror. Perfect.
got to keep the jolly on.
Keep the jolly on, because
hey, make sure your belt and your gig line is straight. Make sure your breeches are pulled down so that well, let's just say make sure your breeches are pulled down.
Not too far, because it's not a free show. It's a free
into
show.
your boots well with your fur toppers or without. But smile, smile, smile.
Then, Sal, practice makes perfect. Sal is right.
That's so true, Sal. So
it
true.
It does. And that's why it's good to get the phone out, the tablet out, and see what you're doing right, seeing what you're doing wrong, seeing what you can improve. Because we also can't always get together with other Santas, or if you live in an area where you're busy. That way you can do
isolate.
Yeah, or isolate. Yeah, you can. And it doesn't matter if you're a big box store, a mall, or if it's a home visit. It all requires the same. It's the smile and the being jolly. Fantastic as always. You guys are just phenomenal. I just can't thank you enough for all your input and care, and it shows that each and every one of you just want to be. A friend of mine is a performer. He's been there 14 years in Vegas, had his own show, and he makes a comment that he thinks even after 14 years, he's a B performer. I know it sounds kind of funny, but even though you've been in Vegas for 12 years performing, he said to go from a B to an A is very, very hard. And that takes all that practice, all that time, all that effort, but we all strive to be an A performer. And that's what you guys are going to be, that A performer. Without a doubt, we all are, just because we care enough about giving the best to the families and the children. And you guys show that every week that you guys care.
When you reach that point, don't be satisfied in your mind. Continue to learn, continue to strive to be better, continue to reach out and pick up new ideas and incorporate them into your performance, because if you're standing still, you're stagnant. So keep on moving, keep on learning, and keep on improving.
Wow. Wonderful, guys. Thank you, as always. Just phenomenal. Now, Bob has got a great question. A lot of good.
Santa Doug in Indiana says most people don't realize when you smile, your eyes tend to scrunch up, which is true. I mean, and Tim Conahan, of course, I've mentioned this many times. He was the first professional school that I went to, and it's one of the things that he talks about in his classes: raising up those eyebrows and bringing the smile up, and bringing your eyes up at the same time. Even you're opening your eyes, but you're also looking, through either above your glasses or through your glasses, but never between your glasses. Yeah. Good job, Randy.
It does. We need to keep them eyes open. Especially when you're at every picture, they should be.
Oh yeah, wide open.
Wide open.
Tim also teaches that, professional photographers hate this, but that the mouth goes open. But when your mouth goes open, your eyebrows go up, it
Yep.
changes your total structure of your face. And you present a smile no matter what. I mean, even if you're not laughing or not smiling, it looks like you're happy. So,
And there's a fair amount of Santas that don't, I mean, have beautiful beards, but they don't always have the curl. And the
mhm.
curl makes the smile a little bit better. If it just goes down, you have to really open that mouth up because you don't get the smile of your lips without
Right.
the curl. Like Bob's got a nice big curl. It makes your mouth look bigger and like you're smiling more. So that's why a lot of, especially if you're a designer beard, some don't have the really curls, and it blocks your mouth a little bit, and you don't keep that. That's why, I mean, this has just always been my clown smile, so I just keep it as Santa. It's hard for me to break the difference. Um, I did have a lady at one time smile right. She goes, smile with your teeth. I've never
Had
smiled with my
that
teeth in
happen.
my life. I've never smiled with teeth in my life. The old model on, the model on TV. That's just not me. So
Me neither. And I've had a couple of those same cases at the mall where people got upset with me because I was opening my mouth, and the
yeah,
photographer says that's the way that's his
smile.
photography photo
Yeah.
or pose. No, 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 we don't want him to do that. So you can smile without opening your mouth if you have to.
It's work. It's work.
It's work, but you
It's
can,
work.
and
Yeah,
it
you
still
can.
makes
You
for a good
can.
picture. So I have two. The one I do 99.9999% of the time, which is the
Yep.
are the
Love it. Love it.
all right. Let's move
Here we
along
go with
to our
another great
second
question,
question
Bob.
here.
Fantastic.
Good job. Yes, sir. All right. Do you, as a clause performer, actively seek employment, or do you sit back and wait for it to come to you? Do you reach out to photographers or corporations and companies or ma and pa establishments to offer your services? Do you hire through agencies? And how much new work would you say you have garnered by these aggressive tactics? I know, especially when you're getting started, your first few years, you're trying to build a clientele, trying to build a business, trying to build repeat gigs or customers, whatever you want to refer to them as. And some guys think that they just sit back and it comes to them. I've seen so many posts through the last handful of years where they say, well, this is my second year and I've only got a half a dozen gigs. How you guys getting these gigs? Well, you've got to understand that you've got to be not overly aggressive where you turn the customer off, but you need to reach out and uh, make contact with folks, look and seek for opportunities. And those customers that you had the year before, they don't, most of the time, they don't start thinking about Santa until November. It's to your benefit to reach out in June, July, August, September with a follow-up email saying, thank you so much. I had such a great time at your party last, say, December 2nd, and was just wondering if you would consider having Santa back this year. And, formulate some type of email that you can send out to your customers. Have it ready. Have it where you can just click a button and send it. Try to take and build yourself a database of emails and past clientele. Keep records of those. So anyway, the question is, do you as a closet performer actively seek employment?
Yeah, I mean, like Bob said, when you first get started, I know I did. Even though I was doing magic, I wanted to do less magic, and I wanted to do more Santa because actually it was more fun. So I was definitely going back to the agents that were booking me and pushing Santa, of course. But then I would also early because at the time I wasn't real bearded. I was a designer. I would go. I actually went to fire departments and libraries, and I'd go casual, but I'd put my wig and beard on and go there and drop off a flyer. Yeah, I was aggressively looking for that until you build up that client base enough. And now, let's be honest with you, as of today, I was doing it before the show, signing contract. I'm booked every day from November 1st to Christmas Eve. I mean, every day I'm already booked. Some days are double booked already. I don't need to now. I'll knock on wood, you know. But it's a fun thing to do, and it's also fun to get out there and talk about what you can, because it gets you geeked up also to talk about, because you're going to be there making the children happy and bring the holiday season. And it's just it helps you. It always helped me uh, sell it, because it was so much fun to try to sell it. You bring candy canes. I mean, I bought candy canes last week because I have a couple things Christmas in July. You can get candy canes you can take to those things if you want to, leave a flyer, leave a candy cane too. They'll remember you.
And remember, they don't have to be the cane-shaped style candy canes that you would traditionally see. They make them in straight sticks. They make them in different flavors. You get those at Party City if you have a Party City near you, in root beer, bubble gum, cotton candy, all different types of flavors.
That's it. Just a little one. That's what I use.
And or those small little cane-shaped ones are
Yeah.
perfect for that situation. Formulate a one card. What do we mean by one card? A one card has more than your business card would have on it. Randy's got one right there that
This
will,
actually is a
and it can be a bifold, exactly, with some pictures and some things. If you want to, if you first reach out, give them a business card, and they say, "Well, can you tell me more, or how can I find you?" Or, then hand them a one card and say, "There's so much more, that's available here." And of course, when I speak of one cards, we talk about,
yeah.
even for our shows, we have a one card double sided that has both shows on it and tells you where they can find us, and what our times are. And these are a easy way to reach out to people and let them know what your message is without having to go into a spiel each time.
I, every city has talent agencies, local talent agencies. You don't have to go to Nationwide or hire Santa or Cherry Hill or whatever. You don't have to go to It's good to go to them because they can find you things too. But each one of your most major cities have local talent agencies that will hire, some country clubs and things like that. Go to them. Go dressed up. Leave your promotional material. But that again, you have to do that early. You can't wait till November. That's got to be done now. Um, and the only thing that might be negative about that is they have a file drawer that's, got maybe 50 other Santas, I don't know, or two others. Some don't have many. And some, then all of a sudden you do a performance for them. You did a great job. Boom, you get pulled to the front of the list.
Yeah,
It's
exactly. And on this show, we've talked a lot about mall positions because that's what I've been doing for a number of years now. But even if you're a mall or a big box store Santa and you split your hours with another Santa, that opens up either your mornings or your evenings or your nights, sometimes your weekends. Because I know, like Nationwide Santas, for example, she has Santas that just work on the weekends. And then you have a Monday through Friday, say Santa that fills the chair the rest of the time. So there's opportunities for other employment, other gigs, other ways to enhance and bring income in to supplement. And so that's why we wanted to pose this question today.
And what's
All right,
fun
let's
about what again, it's fun about it depends upon your mall and everything. If you can do promote yourself also. Sometimes you can, and like Bob said, I mean that's what I just signed because Monday through Friday is with Nationwide. My weekends are booked for other things, so or nighttime. So they have Nationwide and Higher Santas and all them have many opportunities, but check your local agencies too. And I never knew how to market home visits. I think home visits are a lot of fun because there's so many things you can do at a home visit. I mean, you can just be a performer like crazy at a home visit. Um, but I never knew how to market them. How to get it's just to me, I always thought it's just word of mouth from this family to this family to this family. Bob, is there a way to market home visits, or anybody else can put in the tabs how to market home visits?
exactly, and don't forget about like gig salad.
Oh,
A
geez,
lot of opportunities open up there with gig salads to get out and and actively seek by putting your name in their system so that they can contact you in your area or the region that you're working in. Okay,
Gig
so I'm
sounds
gonna
like
go.
having your own website because you can put your pictures, you can put verbiage,
Yeah,
you can put everything on there. You can set your own pricing. They take a percent, but it's not a big deal. It's not much,
that's
and
right.
it's worth it for them to take care of all everything else. So the billing and so
All right, going out to the comments, Randy.
good.
Adams says, I am going to reach out in September. Santa Doug says, always have to work on your business. It never ends. I post on social media. I send letters and emails, hand out cards with QR codes. It's another important factor that has become one of the top things to do is QR codes. Get that out. I use Gig Salad, give previous customers first chance through, though, with a timeline. That's a great point too. You should give some consideration to those that you work for in the past. Private gigs, corporate, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that you try to give them the time slot that they may have had or that they want first before you start filling the rest of your openings up. Ernie says, oh, yes, I'm always looking to find new clients and build my clients list. I don't sit around and sit around waiting. I use Hire Santa and book events myself. I usually reach out in early April to rebook my prior clients. Perfect time. April's a great time, Ernie. Everett says, Bonnie, you should ask that question. Just today, a local hockey team was announcing an expansion of another team to play against. The news channels were there, and I was able to get a picture with the new hockey team coach and introduce myself. Let me expand that, gave a business card to the mayor of the large metropolitan city we serve and the marketing director of the hockey team. All thanks to the prompt of my Mrs. Claus. Again, boy, Dana,
Right on the money. Good,
she's,
good, good.
she's
Like I said,
speaking
women are
of
the
Dana
best. I
is
tell you.
money. Dana is money.
Yeah, that's great. And that's
Adam
all what
says,
you do. You were there this time of year. You dress casual, and look at the contact. That's all part of the. It's all sell, sell, sell is what we doing also.
well, and right place, right time, maybe, yes, but you got to open that opportunity up. You can't just sit there and some guy walks by and say, "Hey, you look like Santa," and not say anything. You got to say, "Well, you sure? I perform as Santa," and make that connection, and that's exactly what he did. Adam says he gets the smaller ones at the dollar store. Speaking of your candy canes, Gary Linder has joined us. Hello, brother, East Tennessee. Sean White says, hello, everyone. Good to have you, Sean. Doug Wright says, I do reach out to the past clients that I've worked for in early summer. I kind of give them first choice of their times since they are kind of limited in the times and choices they can work for. I reach out to my home visit clients in September. My home visits seem to be more willing to be flexible. New clients that get what is left, if there is any times left. Another great point.
And remember, this year Thanksgiving is the latest it can ever be, so we lose a whole weekend. So
Please.
it's like you said, to hold your dates for your special or your regular guests, your clients, you've got to. They might be doubling up on the same weekend, so be
That's
careful.
it's
It's
going to be a problem for a lot of
yeah,
guys this year because that's now you've got, especially if someone like you that's established and has pretty much been booked each year. Now suddenly you've got to try to cram 100 visits into 3 weeks instead of four,
yeah, yeah.
and that's going to be a problem for a lot of guys. Uh, Gary Linder says marketing yourself is difficult.
I
It
agree.
is,
It is.
and
I
as
agree.
we just mentioned, trying to get everyone in when the calendar is not favorable to us is another problem. Sal says either advertise through social media or set up a Google business page for your website. Great point. Doug Wright says home visit marketing. You can develop a Facebook at to market yourself to moms who have children of certain ages. Great point. There's more to
Oh,
this. I'll catch the rest of it, but I think every town has a moms group.
that's
It's
true.
very popular. It is a great way to get your name in. And photographers the same way. Photographers have photographer groups, just like we have Santa groups. Try to find those groups and reach out to them. If you're marketing yourself and looking for some work to work with a photographer, it's a great way to pick up photographers. You can limit it to how far away from you are willing to travel. That's another point. Of course, you don't want to create too large of an area. And I know a lot of guys try to stay within a perimeter. And if they are asked to go outside of that perimeter and they do have the time, they charge a trip fee, which is any technician, anybody that does that type of work, they always get you with a trip charge. So you can always do that. The ads are not too expensive, but you have to have a great ad to get moms to respond. Gig salad is also a good way to market home visits. Great ad. That's, again, moms may be looking for a Santa, but they don't want just any Santa.
Pictures,
So
good pictures. Put on
wording
there.
and pictures can make a difference. That's the importance of those professional pictures. Shauna White says, I'll talk with clients at the end of the season, send out contracts in February and March. Marketing is all year long. Facebook and word of mouth is the best for me. Also, cold calls has worked out. Again, if you're comfortable doing cold calls, that's another great way. Just reach out to folks in your area that you think might be interested in having a Santa or having an event, putting together an event for the first time and help them. Some folks don't know how to get started.
Yeah, and it's the old thing. Cold calls are not easy sometimes. That's not easy for sales. You miss Ken. Ken's got a thing about cold calls. You see that? Ken Kringle. I get an appearance from a cold calling word of mouth. I think it's
Yes,
it's
he's on YouTube, so
YouTube. Yeah, I get
you go ahead and
appearance
read it,
from
Randy.
I get appearances from cold calling, word of mouth, my performance website, Gig Salad, and a talent agency. Um, all the above. He Ken does a little bit of everybody, and that's what's great. You get your promotional material a little bit of every places. They give you 1 or 2 gigs, 5 gigs, six. You've got a full schedule if you just have a variety of people that are promoting you. You don't have to work for one person and expect to get 75 shows out of one person. Do what Ken and a lot of people do. They do a little bit from everybody. Um, Larry also Davis is on. I use Hire Santa, Gig Salad, as well as Book Myself. I am already receiving requests through all. I also reach out to those and have blessed, and those was blessed to serve last year. And that's always good. Like Sean said, the same thing. Reach out. Larry said, reach out to the people you did a performance for last year. Unless you know something happened that wasn't good, reach out to those people first. Um, uh, Somebody has a good line, and I wish you remember off the top of my head about, when you're finishing your date, if they're happy with you, oh, let's get together again next year, or let's set it, some quick little. You're not didn't sign a contract yet, but you kind of sealed the deal if you left your show last year, and then they let you. Can I let them know that you'll be calling them to set it up this year again? So,
Plant the seed.
uh,
Phineas, Mike Hutchins says, yep, Santa and Phineas always send thank you cards with a reminder to rebook early to ensure the desired dates. Dana Prostrollo says, word of mouth has got us two largest clients. That's always a good thing. Did I miss any others from Ken or Santa on a Motorcycle? Any of those on YouTube? Got them all?
whenever we get that repeat business, that means we're doing something right. When you don't get the repeat business, you can kind of wonder what's going on. There's always many reasons why you don't get the repeat. It's not just always you, of course. If it's a new manager, if there's a budget, whatever it might be, could be tons of reasons. But if they're ready to rebook you again, that's the best thank you back that you did a good job and took care of them as a client and made the families happy. So be proud of yourself when you definitely get those bookings.
Santa Tom High, Vancouver, Washington just joined us. Said he was sorry he was late, but hello to Angela.
Glad you're here,
Hi,
Tom.
Tom. That's right. Glad for you to be along with us. All right, I think we've covered everything, Randy, on that one. Again, as always, fantastic session here. And now I think it's time. Let's go ahead and move along to santascloset.org and get our trivia out for the day.
Hey everyone, Angela Mack here for Bob, Randall, and Company Live, the show about nothing. Season 3 of Bob Randall and Company Live is brought to you by santascloset.org, where you can find all your accessories for the discriminating Santa, Mrs. Claus, and the elves. Visit Santa Wade's website at santascloset.org today, where they are known for delivering unique, value-packed Santa and Mrs. Claus accessories since opening in 2004. The goal has always been to provide both a superior customer experience at a tremendous value. Their products are fairly priced, and Santa Wade strives to bring many different products to the Claus community. Visit the website and make your next season a truly special one. This is Angela Mack reminding you all to catch our show every Monday at 3 p.m. Central. Thanks for watching. Now let's get back to Bob, Randall, and Company Live and today's Monday Santa's Closet Trivia.
All right, Randy, just a reminder to everyone, we have started putting the winners' names. Goes into the hat for the scholarship to the NPC, North Pole Cornerstones 2025, to be January 31st through February 2nd, along with getting a trivia prize from santascloset.org.
Man,
Okay,
what a
Randy,
deal.
throw 'em.
What a
This,
deal.
this is a tough one today, so everybody's going to have to listen close.
Are you ready? In what popular 1990 Christmas film can the Miracle of 34th Street be seen playing on the kitchen's TV? What popular 1990 Christmas film can the Miracle of 34th Street be seen playing on the kitchen's TV? It's a good one. I love all these questions.
Yeah, it's what I love about a lot of things like sitcoms and things from the 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever, the oldies, black and whites and things, is all the little hidden things that are in some of the backgrounds, the different things were even mistakes that were made that later on come out and are pointed out. I love going back and watching that kind of stuff.
Mistakes are fun when you'll do a thing and Gilligan's Island, you'll look back in the back and you'll see the tower from a building, and it's just little things like that are just fun, just mistakes that were made. But
Yep. Gilligan Island had a lot of those, a lot
yeah,
of the
or
things that were seen that shouldn't have been seen.
in Big Bang, how many different numbers and things they put in it that referenced at the end of the thing, they meant, why is there a number? Why is this number on the, they picked that number for such and such a reason, so it was all, a lot of the stuff was thought out for a reason. So on some of them shows, some just didn't matter, but it's pretty interesting. The bloopers more fun.
Sometimes it was intentional. It was a marketing ploy that they used to market something, that they would throw innuendos or things in the background, I'm sure it was paid marketing, but clever ways of doing those type of things. All right, looks like we've got some good answers coming in. We'll let Angela decipher through those, and we'll tell us who our winner is here in a bit. Right now, we want to go ahead and run this next.
Just thanks for we really make sure everybody gets insurance. Don't take the chance for a couple $100 not to get insurance. And definitely it's a great company. It just he had more of the answers before all the other companies did. So thank you for adding on to, of course, our shows here at Tuesday Night Live, but don't miss out on Santa's, Mrs. Claus's. Everybody get insurance.
That's right. And when you think about it, Randy, couple of $100 is really only 1 gig, 1 hour of one
Yeah.
gig. If you charge around 150, an hour for your first hour or whatever. But I mean, you're looking at minimum amount of cost for what it could cost you in the long run if something was to go wrong. There's
It's not.
always that chance.
It's not
Always
worth
that
it.
chance.
And there are still there's some companies, of course, that won't. They want to see your insurance. You can't perform unless you have insurance.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, it's worth it. We don't go without a car insurance. We don't go without life insurance or medical insurance. Don't go without performers insurance.
And again, Larry Talbot has done the research. He went back and was looking at the policies from the past and realized that they're really not what they seem to be on, at face value. And it wasn't covering things like your costuming, your suits, your props and those sort of things. And he's built a complete one-stop shop package for performers in the Christmas community that covers pretty much everything you can think of.
Yes.
And so I want to say thank you to Larry Talbot. Now, Larry is contributing to all of our shows across the TNL network production. So I want to say thank you to him. That's the Monday show, the Tuesday show, the Wednesday shows, and all the Thursday shows over on Male Santa Magical Fellowship Group. Okay.
Yeah.
What's that?
Got a minute?
Yeah.
Can you explain that, Ken, that he can play on, Monday, that it's separate from,
Oh, yeah. I see that comment now. Kane Smith. Yes, sir. Okay, so each show, be it the Monday show, the Tuesday night show, the Kringle Brothers on Wednesday, or Male's Fellowship Group show that she does from 6 to 7, or either one of the Wingnut, Winging It with Wingnut, and or the Claws Connect with Sean White, are all independent when it comes to the trivia. So if you're locked down on Monday, you can still play Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday shows, and vice versa. The only correlation that comes to mind here is that for the North Pole Cornerstones scholarship chance, all the trivia answer winners will go into a hat. We want to have the biggest pool we can have, so we're taking all the shows combined. Now, each show will have a different winner or winnings for what they're offering, but everyone's name goes in. So you can play on the trivia when it comes to, like for instance, I know this is getting complicated, but like on Spangles on Tuesday night, School of Santa, which is our first trivia question, you can play that one as many times as you want to. You never go on lockdown there. So I know it's kind of confusing, but just remember you're independent from Monday to Tuesday, Wednesday to Thursday. So if you're locked down on Monday, you can play the rest of the week. So, but again, what's that?
unless he's in like.
Unless you're in timeout. And our timeouts have been extended from 30 days to 45 days to give more folks an opportunity to win. So just remember, if you go into lockdown, you're in for 45 days and you come out and then you can go again. I suggest that you write that date down that you go in, and that way you can remember. Angela keeps a running log of all the winners, which show they've won for, which names are going in the hats for the drawings, and what day they come out of timeout. That way, at a glance, she can tell if Mr. Trivia is in timeout or if he's not. So that's, of course, Mr. AJ.
Okay.
All right, we're ready to move along. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into this. Our Elp and Chatterbox news. NPC North Pole Cornerstones announced their second annual sessions to be held January 31st through February 2nd, 2025, as I mentioned earlier. That will be in San Antonio once again at the same hotel, Marriott Northwest. There's more to come. Save the dates. January 31st through February 2nd. We are expanding the curriculum. We are taking what worked best and was most sought after. We did a after questionnaire that gave us great input from those who attended this last year, and we took note of what they most loved and what they thought could be improved. And those are all things that we're putting in At this point, we are discussing, and this is only a discussion, we're discussing bringing in outside presenters to do some specialty classes, breakout classes for us. North Pole Cornerstones is an interactive class. It's very little lecture, very little PowerPoint, with a whole lot of breakouts. You start the weekend off with a group, and you stay with that group throughout the whole weekend. And each time that topic is chosen, as far as the session goes, we do a breakout or a get together. Sometimes it's you're asked to do improv, which is what we were talking about earlier, as far as improv being incorporated into these schools and into classes in your region. That's one big thing that we wanted to build North Pole Cornerstones around, was improv and being able to give everyone the opportunity to kind of push themselves, step outside your comfort zone. It's just a small group of folks that you're with, and we will tape or video your performance and give that to you on your lanyard. It has a thumb drive, jump drive, whatever you want to call them, built into your lanyard. And we upload those things or make it available for you to upload your performances. That way you've always got a copy of it. As we were talking about, Derek mentioned earlier about doing it in front of a mirror or with your phone. These are things that we started this last year in February, and we're going to continue on and go from there. We also have started yesterday testing for our payment plans and those sort of things, doing that totally different this year. It's going to be much easier, much more effective to be able to pay tuition and get enrolled in these classes with the platform that we picked up and going to be using. And those hopefully we'll have that launched this next week. So look forward to that.
See, that's cool.
All right.
I like the idea about the group. You guys get groups together, then each day you get more comfortable. So sometimes you open up a little bit more when you get used to that group and all that. And like I said,
Yes,
practice.
I know that's something you guys have started doing up there at MAPS too, correct?
Yeah, it's fun to break up into groups. It's good, and they work together, and it's it really
your group, like I say, you get to know your group, you get to get comfortable with them, you help each other. We also have one instructor that is assigned to each group that you're with all weekend long. So you're there to answer any questions, to give a little bit of input in a direction that we may be looking for you to go, and then to give you positive feedback on what you're planning to do. And then if we were asked to do a small performance as a group, which we did last year in a couple of breakouts, for one Christmas characters, anywhere from St. Nicholas to Odin to Krampus, and you had to pick a topic, and once that topic was chosen, then it was scratched off the list. And anyway, we're there to help, set you in the right direction and give you direction, which is another plus. I think you can always break out into sessions, but to have someone there that is connected to the school to help, kind of give you answers and more direction is a good thing.
That's really fantastic. That's dynamite. I mean, that's a whole new look for schools instead of somebody just standing at the podium talking to you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a great way to doing it, because usually you learn more as doing instead of learn. I don't learn a whole lot just listening. I have to be hands on. My mind just wanders then when I just sit and listen. So that's cool. Very amazes me. And then next is Santa Nana University is coming back to Phoenix, Scottsdale area, Arizona area, September 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th of 2024. Judy and
Deanna.
Thank you. I remember last name, but I couldn't get the first name. We'll be doing the class at Santa Ana U there. It's a great class and again, it's not just for ladies. I went to it, and it's a dynamite school. They do a phenomenal job. It's same thing. They break out into little sections. Of course, they're part of Cornerstones also, which is why it really helps that way. But if you're in the Scottsdale area, if you're not in the Scottsdale, it's a beautiful area. So head out to Phoenix, Scottsdale, Arizona area, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th of 2024 for Santa Nana University.
Yeah, Cornerstones is a collaboration between Bob Santa and the Business of Being Santa, which was Gordon Bailey's invention or creation, and Santa Nana Holiday University, which was Lucky Royce's uh, innovative creation. And their philosophy behind teaching is a lot of what we do in Norco Cornerstones. Uh, Although we do that also as separate schools, Sat Bob's and our SNHU, but we've taken what work best, some of the most sought after topics, but mixed them all up and done them in a whole new way. We dressed them up, put lipstick on the pig, and created a whole new school and a new way of presenting it.
That's that's and that's a we need the interaction. We need to learn that way because that's what we have to do in the real life. You know, we don't sit back and listen in the real life. We have to really be doing it. So that's a good one. Then, of course, can you believe it's this close? July 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st is the School of Santa down 2024 in Branson, Missouri, for good old Spangles School of Santa. Um, Man, as we always say, it's where entertainment and education meet nonstop for those days. Um, 3 days,
3 weeks away.
3 weeks away. It is 3 weeks this time.
Uh-huh.
um, yeah, can you believe that? It's hardly then. Of course, keynote speaker Jeff McMullen. Again, everybody knows about Jeff. It's hard to keep on saying the same amazing things about the gentleman, but he is phenomenal. Be a keynote speaker. Besides, there's so many other fantastic instructors there, and besides the shows, the fellowship, the camaraderie, everything else is just nonstop. Again, 3 weeks of Bob said, 3 weeks away is School of Santa, Spangles down there. The food, these guys work like crazy when it comes to the food. Of course, TNL will be there doing a live connection with stuff. So don't miss that. I guess it's all filled. He did fill it up. The last two people he got the shoehorn, and Spangle got the shoehorn out. And
I think he has got as many in there as he can get. Of course,
yeah,
again, there's always a chance for a cancellation or
somebody
two.
dropped.
So if you're still thinking of wanting to come, you can always get your name on the waiting list and maybe get in that way. But yeah, I think
And then after that, the first weekend in August is the Red Suit Conclave up here in Saginaw, Michigan. We've got 9 classes in 2 days. It's a great weekend. We meet up on Friday afternoon, Friday evening for a get together, all day Saturday, and about 3/4 of Sunday we get together. So all the information will be coming out on Facebook and showing, and of course at the MAPS website, sponsored by MAPS up here. But that's coming out the first weekend in August. Man, to think about saying August already. Then you got to start talking about, well, we can't do much because it's only a month and a half away. We got to start. We're getting ready to go to work because I can't. I think this is one of my. I know a lot of Santas do photo shoots, and that's September and October. That's the next month. So, wow, where is this year going? But don't miss. Then, of course, you can't miss all the new and exciting stuff every week, sponsored by and connected in with Tuesday Night Live. I mean, come on. 4 nights in a row of free. 4 nights in a row of free. This stuff, man, it's just crazy. Non-stop. And besides, the talent out there is incredible. Wednesday night, of course, the Kringle brothers, Kringle time, 7 o'clock Central Times, 8 o'clock Eastern, with Michael Howe and Michael Herbie Brewer puts on a fun show about stuff. So that's every Wednesday night on Tuesday Night Live. So that'll be their 3rd week now, coming up tomorrow, this Wednesday. So don't miss. Then Thursday night, Santa Mel's Santa's Magical Fellowship Group starts at 7 to 8, right? Eastern Standard Time, 6 to 7 Central Time. We got to get all those straight. And so it's just but it's a Zoom meeting, but it's a great time because Mel always has some special guests, and the best is when she does the Whose Line Is It Anyway thing, and she plays Drew Carey or whatever, and Things from a Hat, and it's a lot of fun. Besides special guests on that, but then it's ladies' night. Erica Mitten plays Wingnut, the race driving elf, is there the 6th and the 20th of the month, which would be the 1st and the 3rd Thursdays of the month, excuse me. And then Shaun White, Vintage Mrs. Claus, is the 2nd and the 4th. I hope I got that right.
You got it.
Okay, good. And so again, it's not just for Mrs. Claus's, but they are Mrs. Claus's that are putting on these groups, and I am so thankful for them that they're stepping up and doing this, and so amazed at the talent that's out there. These ladies. I mean, look at Dana earlier, man. She had a great thing. It's like, man, we need and can't let any of those Mrs. Claus's minds, brains, talents go away. And Erica and Sean are very talented, and you guys will laugh, have fun, and learn Thursday nights, alternating Thursday nights. But don't miss Mel. Mel's dynamite. She's got a heart of gold. So don't miss Mel.
Let's add in there too, Randy. Kimmy Claus.
Yeah, Kimmy's got
has her event tonight on Monday afternoons. Kimmy Claus. So go check her out. If you caught the show last week, she talked about her show and how they had changed the peppermint stick report and all. So fantastic. Can't forget Kimmy. Now, a couple of quick things I want to address. Tom High. Last I heard, Jessica Rosa will not be coming back to Cornerstones for this next year. So I understand what you're saying about getting a different photographer. So that's something that we will look into. Also want to go ahead and go over here. AJ is going to be helping with the food this year. He is also super excited. And I just want to make sure that I keep an eye on him. We don't want him touching the grill. He burnt himself last year. And so I think he learned his lesson. Now, hey, AJ, something cool. We got a pop-up awning that's going to go up over the grill this year to keep us out of the sun. So hopefully none of us melt like we were last year.
Did you see Santa on a Motorcycle changed his retirement date so he can attend Cornerstones again?
Oh, wow. Fantastic. Santa on a Motorcycle. He works for the River Authority, I guess is what it's called up there, Colorado River Authority, but the dam at Arizona. And he has changed his retirement because his retirement was going to fall within the weekend of Cornerstones. He's changed his retirement so he can make it to Cornerstones. That is fantastic, man. I know you're going to have to work a few days extra, or I guess it was prolonged it. Is that what it was, Angie?
I think that
I had read somewhere where he said he was going to push it back a month. So instead of retiring in February, it'll be March more than likely. But anyway, fantastic. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that so much. Ken Kringle says you're letting a fireman do the cooking. Speaking of AJ. All right, let's move on along here. Let's get on to our TNL upcoming guest and shows. Tomorrow night, June 18th, Santa David Millmine and Phineas F. Mike Hutchins. They're going to talk about Santa and F and working as a duo, how they met, how they performed together, and it just almost got the script finished before the show started today. Worked on it this morning for a while, and it's going to be a fantastic show. You don't want to miss that one. And then picking it from there.
Then June 9th is Mitch Allen, the head elf at Higher Santas. Mitch actually he ran his show yesterday on Shark Tank again yesterday to show that many years ago he was on Shark Tank, and Barbara went invested in him and really kind of helped Mitch out a lot like crazy getting started. But Mitch works very hard at it, the whole business, and great company. Him and Jenny are very, very good people to work for. But Mitch is going to talk about his Google Calendar, how he connects with your own personal calendar. He briefly talked about it last week on his state of the season address that he does all the time, but he'll really go through it on uh, on on the 9th. He'll talk about weekend warriors, which are Santas he needs that'll fly out in a minute's notice. Basically, you sit home if you're not needed. You sit home and get paid, and he'll explain it all. But if not, boom, you've got to be ready in moments notice. It's a cool thing. I guess the SWAT team's kind of the same way, but there's so many opportunities nationwide for Mitch, locally and of course internationally that Mitch does. So he's always good to listen to. Besides, the guy's got a heart of gold also, and he's works very, very hard. I wonder how long he's going to keep his beard. He's growing his beard back. I wonder how long he's going to keep that beard. Seems like he grows it, gets to be a nice length, and he takes it off. So
yeah, it gets hot, it gets scratchy, and his
Yeah.
wife says, get rid of it. So
yeah, so he's always been a designer beard anyway, Santa. So
Mhm.
that's kind of how we started. And then of course, July 16th is going to be the pre Branson Live information, just the week before it, to let you know about what's going on, the last minute things, about the classes, the teachers, all the things that are going on. And of course, we're going to have a special, Judy and Rick are going to join Tuesday Night Live then for a roundtable show, which would be a lot of fun. Judy and Rick are from here from Michigan, and you got to ask Rick about his book he just is going to have published and all that, and made into he's had a book for a little while, but they're talking about some other special things with it. So he's got a lot of great things going on, and so that's July 16th already. Man, that's the middle of July. And then of course the week after that is Branson, so that'll be live. You'll be live there.
Yep, gonna be fun, and we're looking forward to it. Gonna be an action-packed second half of the year. Got lots of stuff going on, lots of stuff working. So, it keeps us busy, keeps us out of trouble.
Yeah, that's not easy to keep out of trouble. I don't know. Sometimes it just kind of like follows you around. It just kind of like, it's like that
Ain't
magnet,
that the truth? Ain't that true?
You don't
Speaking
mean
of
it to
being in
happen.
trouble,
You
speaking of
don't mean
being
it
in
to
trouble,
happen. It's like when you're a 9 or 10-year-old boy. You're going to make a mess. You don't want to. It just happens. Just it just happens. So,
just comes out of left field, out of the blue. All right, speaking of trouble, let's get into our trivia answer here. And I know we have a winner, correct?
Yes,
Is it who we discussed?
yes.
All righty, fantastic. In what popular 1990s Christmas film can Miracle on 34th Street be seen playing on the kitchen TV? Did you know this one, Randy, or?
yeah, it was. That was because it's a great one. It's a great one.
Well, and again, I backed off a little bit. I guess, was getting too tough and too hard on some of the questions. So thought we'd throw a couple of easy ones in. Every once in a while, I'll throw a more difficult one in, but this one I thought was fairly easy. And I got to say, Nomar got the question out, and
Boom.
Mr. Trivia had the answer. AJ Bayless. AJ,
Yeah.
I'll send Wade your information, and your name will go on the hat for the NPC drawing for January, February 2025.
What was that movie from that was also the black and white on TV? You Filthy Animal. What was that movie? What was that movie reference in Home Alone? He does a little video, and it's from the TV's black and white. You Filthy Animal. And I don't know what that movie is, and he does it to scare off you guys. And
maybe somebody can put it in the comments.
yeah, maybe somebody, AJ, the Trivia King, can type in what that movie was. I'm kind of curious what that movie was, but you don't win an extra one, AJ, for that one. But
AJ says no. Back in the corner I go.
Yeah, another month and a half sitting in the corner, AJ. Hey, Steve, glad you popped in. Movers coming tomorrow. Steve is from Detroit area here and moving out west to his family. His family lives, I think he's got 9 grandchildren, I think Steve said, but he's going to do Santa out there. There's Cabela's right around the corner from him there. And so,
when he won the trivia, we were worried whether or not Wade could get it to him quick enough before he moved. So after the show, I wrote him, I said, now address or future address. And he says, well, it depends on how quick it goes out. So Wade was able to get it out. Fantastic, Steve. Glad you received it. And you guys be safe when your travels out to your new home and get settled in and join us again soon.
Good luck, Steve. My prayers are with you and your family, man. It's been a pleasure meeting
Um,
you, and thank you for last Christmas. You really
they
made a
said
wonderful
it
Christmas.
was angels with dirty faces.
Angels with filthy souls is whatever it says. Uh, it is a fictional story, Everett says, and Santa Doug says 1928 Angels with Dirty Faces is the movie.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Interesting.
All right, Randy, are you ready to put out some tips here?
Yeah, we're running along. We'll get some tips going here. We might take something
While,
out, but we'll.
while you're tipping, throw me 100.
Woo, baby. You don't have to report it anymore. The way that they want to do, you can just take it.
All right, Angela.
Good man.
She's getting there.
Hi, everybody, and thank you again for letting me have some fun here with you at on Santa's tips. Just a few little things I want to show you guys. It's something that we all give away to children seems throughout the year, and these are things, but it's always one more to do. One more step further is you reach into the child and you pull out a coin out of their ear. Now, it's a very easy thing to do. A finger clip. It's called a finger clip, and you just put the coin there, and you can stand there and talk to the children like you're you don't have to go quite so far back, but that's where it is. And you can stand and talk, and it works fine with gloves too. Then you can reach out and just do it behind their ear. Of course, they're not going to see that, but it adds a little bit more magic to just giving out a coin. I showed you could do the coin box, you can do the bag, but instead of just handing it out, just do the magic thing, have it appear in their ears. Or ask Michael Howe tomorrow night, if you guys can type it in, to do his French drop. He has a lot of fun. He giggles at himself the way he does it. So not tomorrow night, but Wednesday night on on Kringle time. It's hilarious the way Michael likes to do a French drop with a coin, and he just giggles at himself. It makes me smile. A couple weeks ago, I showed you everybody the coloring book, which I think is a wonderful thing to have, a blank book or the coloring pictures. And I made a comment about the crayons. I think somebody in the thing here said crayons make me smile, or I focus more with crayons. Where is that saying up here? Can't remember who that was. But it's a little trick with crayons that you can add to the coloring book. Again, this is what you can make this at home. We all know what these are, the olden days of crayons, called Crayola. You just take the colors, you just take the crayons, just take them like this, and they disappear. Now, it's a very easy thing to do. They're actually half crayons. I will show you here in a moment.
And by the way, Randy, that was Santa Tom High that
Oh, you
mentioned
made
that
something about crayons, and I thought, oh, that'll be fun.
on YouTube.
You basically just cut the crayons in half, and there's tape around them, and then you can put them in there. Let me close it up. These are $1 a box at the dollar store or wherever you can get them. And you do the little, what I'm doing is I'm squeezing the box now, and you release it, and it falls. They just fall. So it's fun to do with the coloring book. It's been one more little bit of magic. It doesn't take up much room in your book. Now, it's also fun then if you know the family and everything else, have an extra set of crayons, and you can buy these even at Oriental Traders by the bulk. And you give them the box of crayons. You put this in your bag, and you pull out a regular box of crayons, and you give them a box of crayons. It's just one more gift that they remember. Santa made these. He made them disappear and reappear, or Mrs. Claus can, or an elf can. but it's a very easy thing to do, and it's fun to add one more step to the coloring book besides the other way. But it's just give me some. Oh, of course we all know that Santa has to wrangle his reindeer with the rope, and but sometimes I don't understand how this happens when it's stiff rope, how this works like this. But it's always easier to tickle the reindeer with the little tickling on the end. I can reach out and do that. But it's called stiff rope. You can make your own story up. If the children are naughty or nice, if they can hold it, stiff if they can't. It's a special magic rope. I bought a green one, of course, for Christmas. They've got white and red and yellow and whatever color you'd like. But it's just a piece of rope with some things in it, and it will stay stiff. I hope it did there a second ago. We'll get it. We will somehow, some way when you least expect it. It did a second ago. Ta-da! There we go. But I got to get it up in the mirror, in the light. But it's a fun little trick to do. It's mine's mighty old. I don't use it much anymore. I found it in a bag. But it's, again, you can, oh, there we go. You can make stories up about it to add to your repertoire, your just interacting, if it's so just for a few moments, a few seconds. But every little thing, you never know when you might need something new. You never know when you might need something different. Just little things. It costs a few dollars to have stiff rope with you. And maybe if you just keep it in the car in a different bag, it's just one more thing that you can do. Of course, this everybody knows about these. Well, not the box, but of course the that it's you put your hand there and so it'll bubble, and you can tell if it's the children are naughty or nice. But again, these you can find at Hobby Lobby or whatever. I have a green one and a red one. They've got yellow and all the colors. They're so unique. Of course, children don't see it. Sometimes you have to help the children because their hands aren't quite warm enough to be able to make the water rise. They're about $6-7 a piece. And again, make a story up about naughty or nice or whatever. I just made a little box that I bought at Michael's, and I keep them in there in styrofoam. So for two things, they don't break, and a little bit more talking with the children when they see them. It's all part of presentation too. Children don't see boxes like these. They're different. It just adds something more to talk about to the child, especially when it's that old school, steal Sean's line, vintage look. They just don't see those things. They see plastic and metal and that kind of stuff, fake wood. They don't see that look. Or like when I showed the little music box a couple weeks ago, they don't even know what a music box is, or doll or paper dolls. Look and investigate online for things like that. Then you'll look totally different as Santa and Mrs. Claus, but you'll have something the children don't see. They hardly even see what a camera is anymore. I always make a comment when I see a family come up with an actual Canon camera. It's like, oh, it's a camera. Even though everybody knows this is a camera too. Children don't even know what a camera is. Or like Jeff McMullen came on a couple weeks ago. He had the old phone that came out of his coat, which is funny to begin with, but the old-fashioned receiver phone. It's just something more to talk about, something to get a more smile. And that's what we want to do. Build that extra little smile, little talk amongst the stuff. So as always, I ramble. It's getting late. As always, we like to talk. So thank you so much for letting me show you different things. Always, thank you. I'm very blessed to be a part of all this. See you later.
Fantastic, Randy. Great. There's a couple of comments here we want to catch real quick. Kevin Ellum, Kevin Ellum says, hand boilers. You got red, Christmas spirit. Green is for the Grinch. Santa Tom High says red to port, green to starboard. And Kevin says red light returning. Ahoy. And I'm going to go back up here above those. And Ken Kringle says Randall just gave Bob a tip. And the tip amount was free.
Free.
Santa Tom High says crayons help me listen unless I'm eating them. Don't tell Mom. And then Santa Tom High says, Bob, when it comes to tips, 2 times nothing is still nothing.
Santa Thomas have a very colorful personality. A very colorful personality if he's eating crayons. He must.
Absolutely. All right. Fantastic.
Oh,
We're going to go ahead and jump into our nightcap,
yeah.
which is our short Christmas story presentation. Over to you, Angie. And yet another fun little book. Holly Langley was the same author that we highlighted last week. This is one of her books also. Different illustrator. Clara Fennell is the illustrator. This is in paperback format, and it was the publication date on it was October 1st, 2021. It is in English, and it has 32 pages. And it's a fun little book. Reindeer go on strike. They don't want to work on Christmas. And Santa has to be creative to talk them into getting back on and pulling the sleigh for Christmas. So fantastic. Reindeer on strike. If you don't have it, get it, put it in your book bag. Either you're going to have a gigantic book bag to take all these books that we preview or take them in and out, use them for different occasions. And but you can use them anywhere that you can tell a story or read a story.
Because I keep an extra suit in my car. I keep a box of all those extra, things that I need. I can't keep them all in my bag, but I probably have a dozen books in there because you never know. You switch them around. That's why I have folders of all those papers, but I keep in a box in the car during holidays. It's not there yet, but it will be during when I set up. But yeah, have it in the car. You don't have to take it in with you, but have that extra thing. But that's hilarious. Big sign, newspaper ad. Reindeer go on strike. That's hilarious.
Yeah, another great illustrated book. Of course, I think the children get more out of the pictures and the illustrations than they do the words sometimes when you're small. So it's important if I'm choosing a book to use that it's childlike in its pictures or its illustrations, and that's another one that conforms to that. It's got great illustrations in it. All right, Randy. Fantastic show. Don't look like we got any extra questions or comments that are in the chat that I see. Want to thank everyone for showing up with us today. As always, great on the first segment. With the interaction. I love that hot topics, and thank you for being with us. Check us out tomorrow night when we have David Melmine, Santa David Melmine, and Elf Mike Hutchins as Phineas. Going to be a great show. And don't forget the other shows this week. Make time. Tune in. If you can't, catch the replays on them. We got them stored everywhere.
Make time for Kringle time.
Yes,
Make
sir.
time Thursday
Fantastic.
for those ladies. That's
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
for
you,
joining
Randy.
me.
Thanks, everyone, for being with us. Have a safe and fun, productive week. Stay hydrated if you're in the heat. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.